Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing good. We might have interruptions, I'm not sure, but we'll just go with the flow. I see that Israel has stopped their barrage on the Gaza Strip for exchange of hostages just when I was gonna chew them out today. How about that? Them and all their Zionist cohorts pretending to be the Church of Christ and teaching the Antichrist ways. You passive. Yeah, I'll try and curb my language. I'm not too happy with them. I have a song to share with them. 9 Inch Nails, Head Like a Hole. Black as your soul. I'd rather die than give you control. But the biggest part of the whole song is bow down before the one you serve. You're going to get what you deserve. So keep playing your war games with people's lives and the American people. Go ahead and not all of us are stupid. In fact, the majority of us, most people don't have any trust and truth and faith in God anyway. It doesn't matter what country they live in, so you can play with them. But there's some of us that are stronger than that, and we're telling the other ones how fake your Antichrist selves are, because the Antichrist does come first, apparently. So, and we do know who you are, Khazarian Jews. Ones that say they are the true Israelites, but do lie. And it's all who you are in your soul. You could have parentage of any nation and still not represent them in the best light. And there's a lot of you, especially the rabbi out there, you sicken me. I can't hardly believe it. And Christians think that your Judaism is something they want to follow to find the word of God from you? Holy cow. It's a little astounding. Hope you enjoy the song. I haven't enjoyed yours much. Well, there is one song that traditionally is in the Hebrew language, I believe, is Hava. Akila Hava. Lishma. Is that right? Something like that. So, yeah, something like that. I might look it up later. I've been going to go listen to that song. Good dance song, too. Get you going. Y'all should be dancing and singing with your neighbors. Just a thought, you know. Can you imagine Israeli and Palestinians out on the Gaza Strip dancing together? Oh, wow. Well, they wouldn't make any money off it, so ixnay on that bullshit. Yeah, that's out of the question. There isn't even a question there. Are the ones that are in charge of Jerusalem and Israel right now, are they godly people that don't war? Nah, that's not you. Some people think it is, unfortunately. And others that know full well they're not, still are preaching the word out of Zion instead of what Christ spoke. They don't ever read what's in the red letter, Christ's own words. You'll never catch a rabbi reading the red letters of what Christ spoke. You'll never hear that. So why would a Christian follow a rabbi? and speak of their work as if it were something commendable. Yeah, because you're doing the devil's bidding. You can't be Christian part way. You gotta go like jump in with both feet, you know? Ah, both feet, that reminds me, I found out today. There is two men my age that I know pretty well. One since I was a teenager, and the other I was in my least late 20s, early 30s. They're both in a nursing home in wheelchairs. Like, wow. Huh. Yeah. One's just an acquaintance. The other, used to be pretty close friend. Somewhat. I guess they're more both acquaintance, in the acquaintance category. See my, well, you can see it, plants over there. I've got more going down that way on that wall, but that one is a pineapple tree. It's about 6 years old now. I saw somebody growing one from the top of a pineapple, and it turned into a tree, and I thought, gee, I wonder how long you can grow it, and the roots are pretty established. I did have it outside last year, but the bugs like it too, so it's like, yeah, I'll see how it does. Then I've got romaine lettuce and avocado and a bunch of other plants, and two out in the living room, some cacti and other one. So some pretty big ones. I would have massive trees if I hadn't let some die when my father-in-law was on his deathbed. We spent a lot of time commuting back and forth and working, and I just couldn't deal with my plants. I put them outside, and I thought, well, if my father-in-law croaks, my plants are going to croak too, because it took more time, to do everything that needed to be done. So anyway, so I would have had some really old plants. Couple survived, but not like I used to have. I used to have so many I couldn't even count them. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's how Israel views the whole world. There's so many they can't even count us. Well, there's not that many of you, and we can count you. It's sort of like the Native Americans you helped pay to murder, and the ones that still aren't being honored for the broken treaties. Those ones? Yeah. There's very few of them, and we can count. They also can think they know who did it to them. People aren't stupid. They're not ignorant of that anymore. Realizing that the Dark Cabal act. Can you imagine being a people and realizing that there's other people on this planet that actually want to exterminate you and your kids, forever gone off the face of the planet? People hate Native Americans that bad that you don't care? Do you know some are homeless? That in their own country? Whose White House is that? Whose land is it? If anything should be given back or fought over, people in their own country better start screaming, because Native American people will take way better care of you than any European culture that's working for the Khazarian Jews or the Khazars, whoever you think you are, or say you are. People are making a big mistake of ignoring it and sweeping it under the rug just because we live in their country. You really are. And you will get what you deserve no matter what you do. It may appear that you have riches and you're fine, but Jerusalem has been destroyed before, like other cities in the Middle East, because they went against the Word of God and the laws that are written on our hearts. We don't need your Talmud to tell us what to do. We already know right from wrong. We don't take advice from murderers and liars. And I'm going to make sure everybody in my country understands the difference between Christianity and Judaism. With your mystic religion, why would anything be a mystery to all people that have that in their hearts? You're not fit to teach, you people. You better teach yourself before you go teaching on other people, because you don't know the difference between right and wrong. God keeps telling you what to do, and you keep thinking you know better because of your greed. You know, you would get everything you need in life if you trusted God, but you don't care about that. You're going to make sure you have the nicest clothes and the nicest homes and the nicest cars and your food and your communities and your seclusion and your protection, and do the will of Satan and live in the flesh forever. Is that right? Is that what you think? Who does that flesh belong to? Satan controls it. Does he control your brain? He must. Sure isn't the other guy or gals out there that are wishing you well. Got a lot of people praying for your stupid ass. Lots of people care. I'm barely one. Barely. About the dark cabal. I want you in a cage. I care more about other people. Oh, excuse me for being honest. Why don't you try it? Oh, that's right. You're persecuted. Well, is this when the one that got beat up becomes the bully? Is that what we call it? Oh, my ancestors, yes, they were murdered. And that gives me an excuse to pass that on through the generations. I see how that goes. Well, then get the fuck out of the United States before the red man turns on you. They've been nice too long to this bullshit that's happening to them while we sit by and suck the life out of whatever's handed us from Israel. No, thank you. I don't want any figs today. Not from your country. And that's how I feel. And a lot of Americans do. A lot of people in the United States feel just like I do. I'm not afraid to say so. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I do have hatred for you. I'm not playing. You're working for Satan. Oh, love the person but hate the spirit, or how you want to say it. There's other ways to say that. Don't hate the person, hate its principalities of the air that we're fighting. No, it's human beings that are controlled by that principality that we are talking to, and we are out here battling. So no, I'm not personally have a rage fit that I'm going to drop a bomb on your ass or slaughter an entire nation and leave them destitute. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I'd feed your stupid ass in a cell where you belong. So, and like I say, a lot of people feel that way, and they know it too. You know, they might not take it as personal. You know, might not be their bloodline that was genocided by the very same people that say they have been. Oh, you've been run out of people's countries, and you're not allowed in a lot of countries for your Talmudic ways of raping babies and the rest of your stuff. That's why you won't teach out of your Talmud very often. And you talk about the different heavens, but you lie about that too. And people that really know the Word of God, we know you're lying. And if we know your migration, we know you're lying again. You can speak all the Hebrew you want. It doesn't make you a true Israeli. It's not the Israel in the Bible that God's talking to. You're not that representation of chosen. You can say you are. Know who God's chosen people are? It's the Christians. Is it the Judaisms that became Christian? Well, yeah, it is. It's an Abrahamic religion, but it's not identical. They're two separate things. Absolutely. Christians don't sacrifice. We only had one, and that part of it is over. We have faith in God that we do not have to make sacrifices and do rituals to appease Him. They're appeasing their God right now with their blood sacrifices out of WARSs. Better believe it. Look through the ages, follow the money, as they say. Who funded all the wars? Yeah. It isn't just an exclusive family. They're worldwide. It's all different kinds of cultures, all different kinds of people that represent Satan through this organization of what we call the Dark Cabal. So, anyway, you will get what you deserve. Let's put it this way. There isn't anything that's going to happen to you that you didn't bring upon yourself, just like now. Just like in the past. Right out of Babylon, and you're still doing the same thing. Sodomites. to say the least. I mean, if a murder could only be called that, but it's way worse than that. What is that story in the Bible? Oh, no, it isn't the Bible. It's, I think it's the Emerald Tablets, where the one brother spills his seeds on the lettuce, his seed, to be consumed by the other one, and then by that, ingesting that life force of evil within himself. That's a pretty grody trick to play on somebody, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that's what they're doing. What do you think Native Americans would do instead of going to war to fight for a country, another country, if they could get a hold of the people that are responsible for killing all their ancestors? Do you think they'd take that opportunity? I mean, they've had it before and didn't take that opportunity. But what if they did? If y'all have to pay for the sins of your forefathers, you gotta ask yourself, what did my forefathers do? Did you have family that went into other countries and killed everything that moved on command of your government, pretending to free a people that just wanted to be left alone? It's happened all over the world, and the same money and the same people are backing that. Like I say, you can preach the word of God all you want. That does not make you godly. We know what normal people act like because we're all out here doing our jobs and doing what we need to do to make our world go around in life. We're not sitting behind a desk pretending that we're some type of ministry consoling the whole world. You're not fit to do that. Who died and made you the almighty teacher? Some book? It's the same as who died and made you God. I had that said to me. Well, we know Christ died, didn't he? Or maybe you don't know that. Yeah. He got demoted on purpose to help us, to put his spirit in mankind. That's pretty cool. If we needed help, you know. You might hear my dryer going. It's right on the other side of the wall. So, but yeah, I thought I'd get this video made, so let you know how I feel. I'm not backing down. I'm not being called names. They can't. What? You don't call my people names? You just kill us? You have to say, well, we hate the red man, and we're going to take all our money in the bank, and along with England, England couldn't do it, so we're going to list other people to come in through the back door, so to speak, like China, in cohorts with the whole dark cabal thing, and ruin your country from the inside out. It is a company. Yeah. So much dividends we're getting for our cooperative or corporation, you know. Yeah. So Israel thinks that they're the ones that are downtrodden in this world. There's massive villages and communities in Africa that England and Israel money occupy and have destroyed and murdered, and in my country and several others. Just like backing the money that backed the slave runners, and in like the 1940s, the amount of black slaves that came through that part of the world with their money and ended up in Canada. So a lot of African people that's how they got there. Same with Irish slaves, you know. You people had a hard time effing with the Scots, though, didn't you? Them Scottish Highlanders. Whoa. Yeah. Couldn't get them. That's funny, isn't it? Why? Why couldn't they get them? Huh. Should watch the Highlander movies and series if you haven't. That's Duncan MacLeod. Yeah. I'm like, Duncan, I'm going to absorb your power because you're stupid. And no, you aren't going to slay me. Like I asked Doug this morning, why is it that it takes a whole an army to come against one woman? Are you? You can't deal with it. It takes a whole an army. Of course, if you have God in your heart, and you truly do, it is a whole army of darkness that will be coming against you. Also, a really good movie if you haven't seen that one. Army of Darkness. Oh, good, with Campbell. I might think of his name in a minute. Something Campbell. Oh, can't think of his first name now. But there's part 1 and part 2. There's this spirit entity thing in the pit, and he calls her she bitch, and she used to be pretty, and then all of a sudden, you know, one of them things, and he's like, you got ugly real quick. That's my favorite line in the whole movie. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Anyway. I watched a super good 1940s movie called Seven Gables with a young Vincent Price in there. I was impressed on the whole premise of the movie. There was different themes going on, but just the movie itself was so well written, and the actors are phenomenal. So, yeah, pretty cool. It's on YouTube here. Like I say, black and white. It's not anything fancy. It's more psychological. Pretty much showing how things might look pretty bad in the world, but then they do work out in a weird way. They always do for the good people, and this kind of speaks of that. But a lot of bad things happened in between, so that's the sad part of it. But I won't give it away. It's such a cool movie if you want to watch a good movie. Army of Darkness. That's just more like, well, that's what we're living through in a spiritual sense. But yeah, anyway. And another set of movies that I like quite a bit. A kid, a teenager, that knew that I had my children messed with because he's a friend of the family's, recommended these movies to me because the mother in this movie had her child taken away by the father, and then the child was, or did they kill her? No, they didn't kill her. They didn't kill the child. But she wasn't too happy about all that happened to her and her child. And the name of the movie is Kill Bill 1 and 2. If you've not seen them there, well, yeah, anyway. Good movie. Good movies, rather. Some of my favorite for that certain reason. Messing with my kids and people I care about. Yeah, I don't take it kindly. I never will. I'm never going to be apologetic for wanting God to take vengeance on them. Sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. Might as well get it over with. But he's giving them a chance. But they'll be evil till the end. That's who they are. That's who they serve. That's the point of my video here. Is I want to see the day. I want to see it. And I will. I've had 4 seances of that. And I'll be laughing. I'll finally be laughing about all that has been done to everybody. We all will. If you can imagine that. If God can take something so horrific and make you laugh, it's possible. And it will happen. So I want you all to have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Thank you for joining me. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.